Ben Shephard has always been known as the smiling face of British television. Whether it's greeting viewers on Good Morning Britain, bringing light-hearted charm to Tipping Point, or sharing laughter with his co-stars on This Morning, Ben has, for decades, represented a sense of warmth, reliability, and joy. But this year, something shifted. Something that left not only fans unsettled, but colleagues, producers, and even his family deeply concerned. It wasn't a dramatic on-air moment. It wasn't a controversy splashed across headlines. Instead, it was something far more human, a private struggle that briefly and unexpectedly entered the public eye. For years, Ben's mornings have followed the same rhythm: the early alarm, the brisk journey to the studio, the rush of live television, and the familiar connection with viewers at home. His energy has always seemed endless, his smile unwavering. So, when audiences suddenly noticed his absence from several scheduled appearances, questions began to swirl. At first, ITV offered little explanation beyond the usual phrasing of scheduling adjustments. But fans knew something wasn't right. Social media lit up with speculation. Was Ben unwell? Had he finally taken a break after years of non-stop work? Or was there something far more serious behind the silence? The truth emerged not in a press release, nor in a polished studio announcement, but in a quiet, heartfelt moment shared by the one person who knows Ben better than anyone else: his wife, Annie Shephard. Usually reserved and private, Annie rarely speaks publicly about her husband's career. Her life has always been centered around her family, her own passions, and maintaining a sense of normalcy despite her husband's fame. But when the speculation grew too loud and the concern too heavy, Annie stepped forward, and her words stunned fans. Annie revealed that Ben's health had taken an unexpected turn. Not a sudden collapse, not a public emergency, but a steady decline, the kind that creeps up quietly until it can no longer be ignored. She described moments when Ben would return home from filming visibly drained in ways she had never seen before. His normally boundless energy seemed diminished, his laughter still present but tinged with exhaustion. For a man so used to being the heartbeat of every room, this was jarring. Annie's voice wavered as she admitted how difficult it had been to watch her husband, the strong, energetic man she had built a life with, struggle against something invisible, something beyond sheer willpower. It was time, she said quietly, to put health before everything else. Ben, ever the professional, had resisted slowing down. He argued that television had always been his passion, that his duty was to the viewers who had supported him for decades. But Annie and those closest to him knew the truth. No career, no show, no applause was worth sacrificing his well-being. The decision was made for Ben to step back, quietly, without fanfare, without spectacle, a pause rather than a farewell. But for someone as beloved as Ben Shephard, even a pause sent shockwaves through his fan base. The moment Annie's words reached the press, the reaction was immediate. Messages flooded in from every corner of the country. Viewers who had grown up with Ben's comforting presence on their screens shared heartfelt stories of how much they meant to him. On social media, hashtags carrying his name trended overnight. Former contestants from Tipping Point and even rival presenters posted their support, praising not only Ben's talent, but his kindness, the way he made every person he met feel valued. For many, this wasn't just about a TV presenter. This was about a man who had become part of their daily lives, a trusted friend in the living room, a steady presence in an uncertain world. Behind the headlines and the outpouring of love, the reality at home was more intimate. Ben and Annie's two sons, who had grown up largely shielded from the spotlight, suddenly became the anchor of their father's world. Instead of the early alarms and studio lights, Ben's mornings shifted to family breakfasts, school drop-offs, and quiet moments of connection. Insiders close to the family revealed that Ben's greatest motivation during this period wasn't a looming television contract or award ceremony. It was simply being present, truly present for his children and his wife. For a man who had always given so much of himself to the public, this was a rare and precious gift, time to give everything to his family. Naturally, fans and industry insiders began asking, what does this mean for Ben Shephard's career? Would this be the beginning of a permanent retreat from television? Or would it be a temporary pause, a chance to regain strength before stepping back into the spotlight? At this point, no official statement has been made. What is clear, however, is that Annie has been adamant, nothing matters more than Ben's recovery. No contract, no event, no expectation will be allowed to override that priority. For some fans, this reality was bittersweet. The thought of fewer appearances, of possibly losing a familiar face from their screens was saddening. Yet many agreed health and family must always come first. Through it all, one figure has emerged as a quiet pillar of strength: Annie. Those who know her describe her as steady, grounded, and deeply protective of her family. She has always avoided the limelight, preferring to let Ben shine. Yet now, when her husband needed her most, she stepped forward with courage and honesty. Her words weren't rehearsed. They weren't polished for press. They were raw, emotional, and filled with love. In that moment, Annie reminded the world that true partnership isn't about glamour or red carpets. It's about standing firm when life takes unexpected turns. It's about choosing love and compassion over appearances. Ben Shephard's story, his sudden pause, Annie's revelation, and the wave of support that followed has become more than just a news headline. It's a reminder of something deeply human, that even those who seem endlessly strong, endlessly vibrant, are still vulnerable. That behind every public figure is a family, a partner, a private life filled with the same joys and struggles we all face. For many viewers, it sparked reflection on their own health, on their own families, and on the importance of stepping back when life demands it. Closing message. Ben Shephard has given so much of himself to television, to his viewers, and to his colleagues. Now he is being asked to give something even greater to himself and to those who love him most, the gift of rest, of healing, of presence. And while the future may hold uncertainty, fewer shows, fewer appearances, perhaps even a reimagined career path, what remains constant is the love that surrounds him. Annie's unwavering support, his children's laughter, and the heartfelt wishes of fans across the nation. This is not just a story about a presenter stepping back. It is a story about a husband, a father, a man facing life's fragility with grace and humility. And it is a story about a family, the Shephards, showing us all what truly matters when the spotlight dims. If you want to stay updated on Ben Shephard's journey, along with the latest breaking stories in British television, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and turn on notifications so you won't miss our next update. Thank you for watching, and let's keep Ben, Annie, and their family in our thoughts as they navigate this challenging chapter together.